So, Apple's released its latest lineup of 27-inch iMacs, the all-in-one one-for-alls, and instead of the super sexy slim bezels everyone was hoping for, we're sticking with the big, huge, chunky bezels that have been around since day dot now. Yep, we're sticking with that same tried and tested design that's kind of showing its age, but that's not really any surprise when you think about it. Apple Silicon is literally around the corner, so you kind of expect that Apple are going to hold that new design ransom, so that way once Apple Silicon lands, it's not just the chips that everyone's kind of getting enticed by, but the brand new awesome looking design, which I'm pretty sure we'll see. Also, bear in mind the thermal improvement that we'll hopefully see with Apple Silicon. It makes sense for something slim and light like that will take place, whereas at the moment they're just going to keep that same design. The other thing to consider is it really makes the Intel based Macs look old and dated once the new Apple Silicon ones come out. But you know what, it's not all bad news, it's still a decent looking piece of kit. So the design aside, what else has actually changed with the new iMacs? Well, first up, we finally get a 1080 webcam, which if you've been using any kind of Apple kit, or to be honest, any webcam on a PC at the moment or a laptop, they just look absolutely abysmal. So the 1080 webcam is a massively welcome feature, especially with so many people working from home at the moment. That's going to be a killer feature to have. You know what, it's nice that we're finally getting some modern kind of webcams on these things, especially considering the prices. It's been absolutely insane, some of the stuff that we've been seeing on there. We've got the 16-inch MacBook, and trust me, that webcam looks abysmal. Paired up with that, obviously they're taking the studio mics that we're starting to see on so many of the different devices as well, so your audio quality is going to be massively improved, especially if you're doing anything like web conferencing or anything like that. People on the other end are going to massively appreciate the improvement in audio quality and video quality, so you know what, hats off to them there. The new iMacs also have the T2 chip in there as well, which will help handle some of the video quality as well, so that's a really nice little pairing. On the chip side, as you'd expect, we get Intel's 10th gen processors. You've got a choice of a 6 or an 8 core, but you can also go down a user upgradable path of a 10 core processor as well. So if you're going to be handling anything massive multitasking or anything like that, you know what, you've got some real horsepower to play with these devices, which is really welcome. On the graphics processing side of things, on the vanilla model, you'll get an AMD Radeon 5300 or a 5500. However, there are some pretty interesting upgrade options available. There's a 5700 available with 8 gigs of VRAM, or a 5700 XT with 16 GB of VRAM as well, which means that if you're doing anything graphics intensive, these machines suddenly become very tempting and probably some of the best things that you can get hold of at the moment at a reasonable price point. RAM options have also been improved this time round, so they are up from the top end of 64GB all the way up to 128GB, so you can definitely future-proof these devices and just make them that little bit more customizable. So another feature, and one of the most welcome ones, is that SSDs are finally standard right across the board, even with the 21.5-inch iMacs, which is a massive win. Rest in peace hard drives, and thank you so much Apple. At these sort of price points with the machines that you're dealing with, it boggles the mind that SSDs weren't standard until now. But hey, stranger things have happened in 2020, and here we are with iMacs with SSDs as standard. The Imac Pro's also gotten some love as well, and True Tone has been brought across onto this display, which it surprises me because I've gotten so used to having it on so many of the other devices. I've had it on the iPhone for so long, and my iPad, and obviously now my MacBook, that it kind of boggled the mind that it wasn't already on the iMacs. But you know what, it's here now, and paired up with some of those displays that you can get on those iMacs, that's going to be a really welcome addition to their displays, which are already gorgeous. Speaking of displays, you'll also be able to upgrade the display to the nano texture, which is very similar to the Apple Pro XDR display that you can get. It will cost an extra $500, but it will help with glare, so that's something worth considering if you're using this thing and you're not in perfect lighting and all of that. So another welcome addition to this lineup. So one of the great things about all of this is the prices remain exactly the same as what they were beforehand, so there's no price hikes as we go into this, so they do become quite tempting little machines, especially when you get the entry price of $1099 for the iMac 21.5 inch. Now, bear in mind, if you absolutely do not need to rush out and get a new Mac or MacBook or anything like that, it might be worth holding off for just a little while. It's not too far away now that Apple Silicon is going to be coming out. And granted, we don't know what devices are going to be getting it, and rumors point at a sort of low-end MacBook, the MacBook 12-inch perhaps, but it is worth hanging on to just to see what comes out and what sort of performance gains we get from Apple Silicon if at all. You never know, it might not even improve much, but you know, if rumours are anything to go by, it is looking as though it's going to make a massive difference. Now, if you're somebody who uses Intel a lot and your applications depend on Intel, it's worthwhile sticking with these, and if you do need a new machine, then hey, they might be the ones to go for. It's worth bearing in mind as well that this transition is probably not going to be painless, and there's going to be all sorts of teething issues and issues with the applications that you use. And bear in mind as well that at the end of the day, Apple's still going to support Intel-based Macs and MacBooks for years to come. So you don't have to worry about getting this new device and have it just be obsolete overnight. It's not going to happen. But it is worth bearing in mind, and it's certainly a consideration at this point in time. So, will you be upgrading to one of the new iMacs? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, if this video has helped you out, please hit the like and subscribe button because it really helps the channel. We'll be back soon with some more awesome videos, so as I say, be sure to hit the subscribe button and we'll see you soon. Let us know your thoughts on the new iMacs in the comments below, and talk to you soon. Ta-ra!